Hey funnel builders, how are we all doing? Alright, sweet. Let's first of all check that this is actually working. Bum bum bum. Because that would be super embarrassing. Not like anything's ever gone wrong before. First of all, check that this is. Yeah, sweet. Alright, guys. So, hey, I am going to be. In fact, let's change this first. Let's move it over to you. I'm going to be building out my Facebook Live adverts. Start again, Mike. I'm going to be building out my Facebook audiences, remarketing adverts, and potentially some cold traffic stuff as well live. Um, I'm going to be recording this to upload later to another location, probably YouTube, because that's where I upload all my videos. So where wouldn't I? So I'm all out of sorts. I had barely any sleep tonight. Up super early to get to the gym. So this is kind of why I'm doing this now because I need to get it done. It's going to be a pretty boring live stream, I'm afraid. I'm going to be going through this. I might try and kind of talk through it as it's happening. But if you've got questions, let me know in the comments. If you're watching this recording, let me know in the comments below. I did try to stream this live to YouTube, but it basically didn't let me, which kind of sucks. So yeah, let's kind of jump in, and I'm going to be building these out. This is kind of half accountability and half showing you guys how simple it is, and actually where Facebook's real true power is when it comes to remarketing. So let's jump on that. Let's close this. Yeah, goodbye. And let's where am I? Here I am, live. Hello. Sweet. Alright, so I can keep the comments open. Okay, so you can see my dumb face. That was a bad place to start. Let's open up Facebook. So, I'm going to jump into my ads first, because I want to show you guys the audience that I've built, or the audiences that I'm building. Woo, Facebook ads, Matt Davis says. Yeah, mate. Alright, so this is where I like to start. With Facebook ads is predominantly in Facebook, unsurprisingly. Man, this is going to be a long day. It's just gone midday here in the UK, and I am already feeling it. Let's use these 3 million-year-old adverts, and let's go to my sell your service ones. All right, so the first thing, I really want someone to walk past in a shark costume. It's like Friday after all. I don't think Dave's in. I don't know if Dave's in, Matt. He's usually the one in the shark costume, but I don't think he's in, mate. Right, so this is in draft. Cool. One ad with errors. Thank you. I'm actually gonna because I've been trying to build this and I just keep getting distracted, so I'm essentially doing it live now in front of you guys. Right. Here's the first little thing that people should be doing. Warm traffic, niche topic. This here, so we installed our pixel on Sell Your Service, right? The Facebook pixel. There's even a plugin that allows you to do it. In case installing it into your header or theme or whatever is too complicated, which sounds like I'm being pedantic. Sometimes I've noticed that the themes are a little bit funny with the Facebook pixel. So this here actually just connects Facebook pixel by Facebook, helps you connect it in. If you go to the pixel, it'll actually give you that as a link. And what I've done is I've created an audience here where if anyone contains a web page in the last 90 if anyone visits a web page in the last 90 days that contains the word niche in the URL, they're going to be added to this audience. Okay, update audience. And at the moment, when it says fewer than 1,000, it can be as low as 20. So you can have 20 people just in one audience, which makes it nice and simple, makes it really, really easy to start building out these remarketing traffic, these remarketing campaigns. What that means is that if someone heads to my blog, in fact, actually, I'll open up the posts. And if they visit any post, no matter what it is, with the word niche in the URL, and if I head to categories here and find niche, you'll see just how specific, just see how niche these these little content silos can be. So I've got 1, 2, 3, quite a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 blog posts here. If anyone ever visits these in the last 90 days, no matter where they come from, if they come from Google, a direct referral, an organic link, a Facebook paid link, it doesn't matter. they will be added to this audience. Hey Michael, how you doing? They'll be added to this audience on niche topic. I then want to say to them, hey, you've obviously read this content on like a blog post of mine on niche, choosing a funnel niche or whatever it is. Why don't you sign up for our niche training, our webinar training? So what I've got here in Beaver Funnels, if I head over to my niche training funnel, where are you? Building a WordPress funnel. Have I not built this out yet? All right, well this would be a good place to start then. Ba, 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 ba. Hey everyone who's joining, if you are watching, say a little hello. I am keeping an eye on Facebook. Niche. I'm 99% positive I've built out this funnel already. I'm not just not seeing it. Oh, it's because I've got 2 pages. It's because you build funnels for a living, Mike. Idiot. There we go. March niche webinar. There we go. So this is Beaver Funnels. And anyone who comes here to this page, you see it's got niche in the URL there. Or if they visit a blog post with the term niche in it, I want to be able to say to them, hey, you're obviously interested in finding a niche. We've got some niche training content that you can watch for free, and so I want to redirect them to this. So this will be a super low traffic item. The more people who visit my niche blog posts, the more people who will see this advert. So this is where the real power of Facebook ads comes in, I believe. So what I'm going to do is come over to my ads manager, and I'm going to build out a remarketing ad just for this one topic. So it's going to be one audience. I'm just going to be showing that one page to this one audience. I'm going to be trying a few different ads to kind of test different like conversion copy, maybe a few different images. I'm not going to go too crazy, to be honest. I'm actually going to delete you and I'm going to start again because I can't remember where I got with you. Let's delete that. So let's create campaign name, niche webinar training, warm traffic, and it's going to be an auction. Yeah, it's going to be traffic. Now, the split test option, I've been playing around with it a little bit. At the moment, I'm not a huge fan because it only allows me to test one ad per ad set. So the way that it works, can you see? In fact, Facebook's actually got it here. Campaign, ad set, ad. The campaign is the overall objective of the Facebook ad. So for this particular one, I want traffic and I want it to be an auction. So I want to decide what I bid. And where it says create new ad set, an ad set is typically the audience we'd go after. Now for this particular one, we're going to be going after one audience because we're just going after one like audience that we've built out, just the warm traffic, anyone who's visited a niche blog post or a URL with the word niche in it. And the new ad is the actual creative. So we're going to have about 4 different adverts for this one ad set. Matt says, what kind of cost per click or cost per click do you typically pay for this? So here's the interesting thing about cost per click, Matt, is personally I actually don't care at all about cost per click. The reason why I don't care about cost per click is because I know for every person who signs up to this webinar, I'm willing to pay $1 for them to subscribe because I know that on average our email list is worth $2 per subscriber roughly per month. It's actually slightly higher than that. So that means I'd be willing to pay $1 per subscriber, which means if I had $1 per click and had a 100% opt-in rate, that's what I'd be fine with that. Whereas if it was 20 cents per click and it was a 20% opt-in rate, then obviously that balances out. So I just know that actually I'm willing to pay $1 per subscriber. If I had a $100 product, or do you not care? Yeah, Matt. So you've read and listened to my other stuff, right? If I had a $19 product and I was getting people coming through and clicking, and it was costing me $19 per click, but people were buying, like it was 100% conversion rate. Obviously, that's never going to happen, but if it was 100% conversion rate, then I wouldn't care that it was $19 per click. So yeah, that's how I work. Having said all that, I have got a video on YouTube where I kind of go over the maths of my particular campaign. I happen to know that with my conversion rates, I'm roughly looking for around 22 to 25 pence, UK pence per click. That's just a measure, um, but I'm willing to pay more or less depending on the other conversion rates. No worries, mate. Niche webinar training, warm traffic. So the ad set is going to be niche topic, warm traffic, and then I'm actually going to have multiple ads, but for the sake of this one, we'll have this in and we will say niche webinar how to. And again, guide. So this is the quick creation tool, and this is the way that I'm just going to go about doing it and play around with it because I haven't really played around with it too much. And guided creation is kind of like the older way of doing it. Let's set a limit. Actually, no. Let's go over to the ad set. Okay. So again, this is where I think Facebook likes to get a little bit cheeky because they'll say to me, "Do you want to spend $20?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, that's absolutely fine." And if I come down to here we go, views, optimized for ad delivery, yeah. Landing page views, that's fine. Lowest cost, set a bid cap. Facebook's going to say, do you want to set £2 per landing page view? No, I fucking do not, Facebook. I'm going to put 20 pence per landing page view. If I find that I have like no one clicking on it, then I can increase it. I can always increase it. But I would rather start low, like on the lower side, and I still find that we get plenty of clicks and as much as I need. This is also where you are in control. Facebook will do everything it can um, to charge you as much as it can because it's a business. I also want to have it on link clicks, not landing page views, because landing page views will pay me per impression. Whereas I want to say I actually want to pay per link click because I have more control. So I'll go cost per click, and then we'll go back to the top. I like to make sure I've done this first, and we'll do delivery type in a minute. Niche topic, warm traffic is the name of the ad set. That means that when I'm in the ad set view, I can just quickly see. I can say, oh yeah, this is the audience, and this was the how warm the traffic is. I'm going to set a daily budget for this particular campaign. Actually, 20 quid's fine. I'm happy with 20 quid. That's fine. Now we have different audiences here. I could either create. So this is these are target audiences. These are more for cold traffic because these are just based on like a single interest. Whereas I actually want to use my custom audience of warm traffic. It says fewer than 1,000. Great. Audience definition not available. 11 to 56. That's fine. Like this is not an eyeballs campaign, and I think a lot of people forget that remarketing is not an eyeballs campaign. Remarketing is about closing the loop. It might be in 6 months' time. I think actually, Mike, you're absolutely wrong about this. But the way that I'm working on Facebook ads at the moment, I just know that anyone who visits a blog post and reads it on choosing a niche is probably going to want further training on choosing a niche. So I just want to close that loop. Anyone who hasn't signed up is going to basically be shown this. I'm going to choose some more locations as well. I'm actually going to have Ireland as well. I know Ireland's technically part of the United Kingdom, but I actually want to. That's usually just considered Northern Ireland. Let's get the United States in there too, and Australia. I'm doing the accents as well. New Zealand. Let's get Canada. Have I already got Canada in there? No. France is very good for us too. Germany and Bel. I'm just thinking of what places I've got customers at the moment. Sweden, Finland, Norway. So a couple of places I typically tend to avoid on articles like this is not for any real reason other the fact that my conversion rates aren't worked out for them is at the moment India, China, and Russia. Now, the reason why that's important is not because I don't believe that they are a market worth pursuing, but at the moment, my language is not aimed at people in India and in places like Indonesia, Thailand. Those guys have some outstanding funnel builders. We have got customers who are in those locations, but their problems are very, very different to this particular audience. If I wanted to talk about how to find your first $1,000 customer, that might be where I would begin to aim that. The reality is that those countries are growing at a rapid pace, and anyone who like there's a a really interesting story. A lot of um, women's like feminine hygiene products or whatever, keep thinking of new and interesting ways to attract customers in what we call Western countries, right? Despite the fact that none of them open up in markets like that's a good one, South Africa, in places like Africa, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, because they believe that those economies are like third world economies. The reality is they're not. They are now at level 2 and level 3 economies. There's no such thing as a third world country anymore. So there's absolutely a point in going after. Actually, I don't want the whole of Africa, Mike. I want South Africa. Um, so there's absolutely a worthwhile going after those markets if your product suits that market. The reality is this particular price point that I'm moving people down this funnel just doesn't suit this market. It's as simple as that. Age, yeah, any of them. Gender, all, whatever. Languages, not too bothered about that. Not worried about demographics. See, here it reckons between up to 240 reach and between 11 and 53 clicks, which I think is stop trying to change it. See, I told you they're tricky. They will keep trying to increase it unless you keep an eye on it, because Facebook is cheeky. Standard, yeah, I don't want accelerated just yet. And I think that's it for the ad set. So let's publish the ad set, and then we're going to go in and publish our ads. So this is just publishing the ad set. What? Why not? Oh, well then let me go to the bloody ad. Here we go. Come on, Facebook. Okay, here's how we're going to work this. I'm going to do uh, four basic offers. They're going to have the same image. The title is going to probably change, and I'm going to have four different kind of like hooks, I suppose. Let me bring those up. So we have a story, we have a how-to, we have a counter, and we have a straight offer. Now this is actually for a different, this is for our funnel proposal webinar, but I'm just going to be using the kind of the template. I like to tell a story. I like to tell someone how to, like actually give them content in the copy. I like to counter an argument that they think they're going to have, and they'll go, well, I heard that choosing a niche is really difficult, or if I choose a niche, I'll narrow down my options or whatever. And a straight offer is basically just telling them what they're going to get. So we're going to write these out. So this here, niche webinar. No, I don't want to delete it. I just want to try to backspace. There we go. How to add. Identifies, yeah, say your service, Mike Canuta, have an ad with an image or video. That's fine. And then let's select our image. So as a rule, I've got to be careful what I say. The creative, the actual ad creative, is less important. So the image and the copy is less important than the audience you choose. Even a really bad looking advert will still convert better if the audience is very specific. So not that I'm saying you shouldn't focus on the advert. It's very important to focus on the advert. What I'm saying is the success of your advert will not hinge on the creative. It will hinge on your ability to build out a decent audience. In the same way that people say that profit is made when you buy, not when you sell, this is the selling stage. When you buy is your audience stage. That's when the success of your ad will come out. Yes, you can then start to tweak it. Yes, you can then start to um, uh, improve it and test it. But for the time being, just to get them out, I'm just going to create one pretty simple advert and just change the copy. Here we go. How to choose a niche for your funnel business. So that's the website URL. This is the display. That'll be fine. How to choose for your niche for your funnel business. And then that will pull through. There we go. So let's look at this here. In fact, I think the easiest one to do is desktop newsfeed. I want to change the placement locations. Is that an ad set? Placement, edit placements. Here we go. Right. Absolutely not an audience network because it's and not in reward videos as well. Messenger, yeah, we'll try, but it won't be allowed in Messenger. This will not be allowed in Messenger. Um, what I mean by that is I'm going to guess that if I do say it can be in Messenger, it won't ever be displayed in Messenger because it's not the right ad type. It's not the thing they like to see. Right hand column, yeah, it's absolutely fine. Instant articles, yeah, I'll test it. Why not? Feeds, that's the main one. Instagram feed and stories and Messenger home. Cool. Right, that's better. Let's go back to our ad. The reason I don't choose their audience is because that's their wider audience network. Um, yeah, their wider audience network is frankly pretty weak. If I was doing cold traffic and smoke tests and building out audiences, which I might do next, I might use that. Just avoid blue so it doesn't blend in like orange, green, rainbows. Yeah, it's interesting that, Matt. I because people don't like to think it's an advert. It's some really interesting psychology. People don't like to think it's an advert, and yet when it is clearly an advert for something that you like, you're more likely to click on it. So I think if it's just the color orange, it has bizarrely a really low conversion rate. So yeah, you're absolutely right. There's some interesting kind of conversion things, but again, my argument would be test it. And frankly, that's not going to make or break your advert. Again, it is the audience. How to add with an image? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is the desktop newsfeed. This is text. That's our display link. This is a headline. This is a news description. So you can see here the order that Facebook puts it in on the left hand side is not necessarily what we would consider being like an intuitive order. You would have thought headline goes at the top. Incorrect. This bit here is your status. The text here is, it used to be called a status. I don't think Facebook calls them anymore status anymore, do they? This is the actual post text. For this one, it's a how-to advert. So if I come into my how-to post, I just say, look, we're challenging you to write a film marketing proposal. Are you up for it? If not, here's how it's going to work. The easiest framework in the world is still a story-based framework. So we have setup, conflict, resolution. In fact, I'm going to build these in Quip. I told you this video would be boring, guys, because I'm literally, literally just doing my job, but sharing it live. Niche webinar training, warm traffic ads, how to story, straight offer, counter argument. This is Quip, by the way. How to set up conflict resolution. An easier way for this, in my opinion, is promise, problem, myth, changing, consequences, knife twist, resolution, solution, and then point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, basically. So between 3 and 7 points in a how-to guide. Resolution. This is going to be super boring for you guys now because I'm just going to write these out essentially. Um, can find the perfect profitable niche for your marketing funnel business. So, key to copywriting is to write and not edit because editing is a very different stage. So I'm just going to write all this out first. I'm also going to start taking stuff like this from the actual page because that tends to help with things like congruency. Am I in preview mode? Am I? I shouldn't be. There we go. Okie dokie. Promise. Here we go. Absolute, sales messages. Just pure training for your funnel. You've tried to find a niche before. So what's the problem? Without a niche for your funnel business, you're seen as myth. A niche is not an industry. Part of the process you deliver can be a stage of business at the ba, ba, ba. Always from useful nuggets. Never boring to see. I'm going to challenge you on that, Matt, and see if you're still watching in 20 minutes' time. A niche is not an industry. A niche can be part of your process you deliver. It can be a stage of the business. I see. Here we go. I shouldn't come back to that. Be a stage of the business that the customer's in. Stop editing, Mike. It could be. Where's my 108 niche blog post? I need to remind myself what a goddamn niche is now. Bum, bum, bum. It could be a type of product, yeah, that you specialize in converting. If you've ever struggled to choose a niche, an industry. Now I like to have something called changing, and I might focus on like tech. There's three areas that are changing in the world: technology, finance or money, and sociologically, societally, sociologically. And it can be something positive or negative. So it could be what would typically call an opportunity or a threat. Um, they actually changed that now to trends. So if everyone remembers like the old school like marketing things of SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, they actually call them trends now. So they just have an SWT graph now. So trends. In this particular case, it is going to be the massive opportunity facing. I prefer opportunities rather than threats. So I would say that the huge opportunity is in choosing a very specific micro niche. Funnel businesses are uniquely positioned to build hyper targeted micro niches and become leaders in that field. With the right niche, your funnel business can find an unlimited depth of customers. Worried that the market might be too small? Even if you only found 100 customers out of 7.5 billion people, would that be enough to sustain you? Funnel businesses that don't focus on a. This is good, sort of, kind of a bit meta really, because this is good training for you guys as well. Funnel businesses that don't focus on a niche will find themselves competing for work and lowering their prices. Funnel businesses with a niche make up the top 10% of the market. They also control the 90% of the let's go back to that in a minute. Knife twist, and I like to say on top of all that, tried a niche before and it didn't work. Didn't work. How to find the perfect niche for your funnel business, even if you've tried before. And this is where I then basically just give a really high level overview. And for this particular one, I'm actually going to open up the presentation again and take some copy directly from the webinar. This was a good one. It was about an hour long, but it had no sales message on the end because I knew I'd be using it for this purpose at some point. 2018 webinars. March, we did it all the way back in March. Choosing the perfect niche. Dun, 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 dun. Couldn't tell you why the A-Team theme song is in my head. Previously, because we have an ice cream van that comes around our close, and it did its little jingle is Popeye the Sailor Man, and it was driving my partner Liv absolutely ballistic because I was just kept going. Right, so we've got what we'll cover. Here we go. 5-step process to discovering the perfect profitable niche. One, two, three, four, five. And I think I've even got a YouTube video on this. Maybe I could do that as another remarketing ad. Some people think, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Stage a process. What's the easiest way for me to, thank you. Stage a process, type of product, type of customer, results wanted. Okay. Tell you what would have been easier. Oh no, we'll keep it like this. Results achieved. Okay. 1, So I'm just going to give a quick intro here. Stop thinking in terms of industry for a niche. There are 5 other categories that you can examine and explore to build a perfect niche. Now, the reason I'm spending a little bit more time on this one, and all of them, frankly, is because this is going to be a kind of set and forget, and I'm relatively confident in the ad copy, but what I do want to test and check over time is the maybe the images and maybe like the headline, and I might do split tests, but for the time being, because I know that I'm going to be running this in the background, anyone on the niche market, if it's a cold traffic campaign, I'm just sending to blog content, I'd probably keep it a lot shorter, but this is a remarketing, so I want people to kind of opt in basically. So I'm changing the way that I would have built this. 1. Stage of the process. What part of the process of the marketing funnel for your customers do you really excel at? Which building check out remarketing, um, blog post opt-ins, or what's another stage of the funnel? Upsell videos. Cool. Products do you prefer to sell, or you're better at selling? High ticket services go into. You could specify splinter products, tripwires, trial products, or subscription back end products. And services that you could sell via a funnel. Be easier to get results for. Are there types of customers that funnels for better than others? This isn't. Christ, this could be a blog post, couldn't it? How are you all doing? Any comments or questions at all while I'm hammering this out? You guys are literally just watching me work. It's actually something I might do as a full like working day live stream and just have a bunch of cameras set around me, probably at my office at home, and we will just work for the day together, and we can just all build it inside the group. Um, so that's probably I might do that sooner rather than later. This isn't the type of customer you work with, but the stage of the customer in your customer's funnel. For example, are they a first-time buyer or a referral or a subscriber? List out. We'll stop doing list out. Results wanted. What results do your customers want? Remember, this is all in the theory stage. So which results do you want to help people get through your customers? Do you want industry niches, no types of customer who need to? Do you want to help businesses generate more traffic, reach a wider audience, lose weight? What is the butterfly effect of your funnel working for a customer? What results do get their customers? Finally, results achieved. Kinds. Might have got these two mixed up actually. Results wanted by the niche or customer. Oh yeah, so I've flipped those around. Customers looking for. Would your funnels help people grow their email list or people monetize their YouTube subscribers? What results? Cool. If you are serious, just remember that if you're serious, so that's how we sign off a lot on this stuff. I was like, if you're serious about choosing a niche for your funnel business, about growing your funnel business and increasing your prices, then you need to check out our free training. Okay, funnel niche training. Right, let's go back and edit this because there's already stuff that I want to change. Absolutely no sales messages. Gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of that. I know that you can find the perfect profitable niche, so I'm actually going to change that to find the perfect profitable niche for your marketing funnel business. That's not you, right? You've heard stories where businesses choose a niche and skyrocket their profits. So I've got two rights. Why doesn't that work for you? Because you fall into the most common trap there is when it comes to choosing a niche. A niche is not an industry. A niche can be part of the process you deliver, it can be a stage of the business, it could be a product. If you've ever struggled to choose a niche, it's because you think that it means choosing an industry. Wrong. Funnel businesses are uniquely positioned to build hyper-targeted micro niches and become leaders in that field. With the right niche, your funnel business can find an unlimited depth of customers. I think this is good enough for the time being. Let's take that, copy it, come back over to our ads manager and put that in the text. Beaut. Find the perfect profitable niche for your marketing funnel business. Sign up below, get access to over 1 hour of funnel niche training. No sales messages, just pure training content. Okie dokie. Right, give me 2 seconds, guys, because the sandwich lady's here and I need to get some lunch. Hold on, be back in a bit. Mikey gets hangry if he's not fed. Cool. Right, let's go back to our display ad. Just pure training content. This is a headline, so this will now be again how to no fits niche for your funnel business. How to free training. Come on, man. Free training. Profitable niche for your funnel business. Call to action. I'm actually going to try sign up because I want people to know. It's interesting as the more I'm trying this kind of stuff, the more I'm thinking like sandwich bets time. I'm going with tuna and cucumber and a can of Diet 7 Up. Diet would I would literally rather drink warm cat piss, frankly, mate, than anything diet. It's got to be full fat all the time. I actually didn't get a sandwich at all because I've got a crazy big dinner happening tonight. So I just got a packet of kettle ridged steak chips and a crunchy bar because it's Friday, right? But tuna and cucumber, I would have gone for that. Aside from my girlfriend working away behind you. Is she working away, is she, mate? Quite fun, honestly. It makes my office less lonely. All right, cool. Well, this is good then. We can collaborate and work together. Sign up. Yeah. So as I said, they have a. I want to qualify people out. Bizarrely, because a lot of people are like, yeah, but you want people to click through. I don't want necessarily people to click through unless they know they're going to be signing up. Now, it could be wrong. I'm happy to test this, and I probably will test a few of these things. But for the time being, I want people to know that it's free training. Free training delivers the exact process for discovering, choose the perfect niche for your funnel business. They have this new thing called overlay, which obviously is not right for us. Tracking I'm not going to bother with for the time being. I know I should do really. What I want to do is just have a quick look through, find the perfect profitable niche for your funnel business. Without a niche yet, you're just whatever. Choose the perfect niche for your funnel business, find the perfect profitable niche for your marketing funnel business. That's cool. Say a service.co.uk, that's fine. That's been an instant article. Choose the perfect niche for your funnel business yet. Without a niche, FO. Is that just kind of squishing back? Yeah, it is. It's not perfect, but that's fine. Instagram feed, the caption should be no longer than 2,000 characters. That's annoying. How many characters is this then? Where's... I used to have a word count. Where's... Quit word count. On the desktop. Yeah. Oh, maybe I usually use the desktop version then. What's the point in having it? Ah, so if I highlight it, there we go. 3,651 characters. That's annoying to not be able to have it on Instagram. Bum, 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 bum. Do I want to cut it down? Where does 2,200 characters go? Not even up to like 0.2. Are you having a laugh? Fuck, it's like hardly any. Nah, I'm going to keep it as it is. Alright, Facebook. Fine. Messenger home. That surprises me that they're going to put that in. Alright, that's one. And what I want to do, well, ad might be approved. Your ad can't contain profanity, harassment, or references to your personal characteristics. I don't do anything to do with personal characteristics, do I? People. No. What are you talking about? Right, let's hit publish. And the little icon up here will tell us where it's going and what's happening with it. Cool. So what's going to happen is this is now what they call in review. As you can see here, they say they get someone to look over it, but it's actually a bot, and I can then personally manually say, hey, this hasn't been approved. I know I'm super racist and homophobic in it, but I still want to publish it. So that's how that's going to work. What I'm going to do now is duplicate these. Existing campaign, yeah, and I want it in this ad set, existing ad set, and I'm going to have 3 copies duplicate. Because all I'm going to change is the advertising copy. So what I'm going to do is that's not going to be a how-to ad. This is going to be a straight offer. And again, I'm just going to write up. That's our how-to. Let's do the straight offer. Again, promise, problem, myth. Promise, problem, myth. I'm not going to bother changing, and then solution. So I'm actually going to tell people what they're going to learn. So promise. Learn the right way to find the most profitable niche for your funnel business. Most is wrong and out of have to choose an industry. In our killer funnel specific training, you'll learn that a niche is made up of 6 more components. Straight to your inbox. No sales messages, no pitches. How to choose the perfect profitable niche for your funnel business, even if you've tried niche down before. Dun, dun, dun. Mhm. Let's go back over to the page here. Just start. This needs to be changed really. Start ranking higher for your prices and marketing funnels. You must have a well-defined niche. Here we go. This is what's actually delivered in it. So copy. Oh. So yeah. By the way, Control Shift T in Chrome opens up a previously closed tab. That's like my little micro hack of the day. It's like saved my life many times. And let's get these in here. Sign up for our free training over 1 hour of marketing funnel training. That's a nice short straight offer there. Learn the right way to find the most profitable. I'm actually going to again see the problem is most people like kind of like acceleration is they have to accelerate into a sentence or accelerate into copy. We do a test usually when we do copywriting exercises with customers and we build them like a sales letter. What after we've gone through this process and we write it out, the first thing we'll delete is the first paragraph. Like we don't even look at it. We'll just and they're like, whoa. I'm like, just trust me. You've ramped up there. You've waffled into it. Find the most profitable niche. Everything you've taught about choosing a niche is wrong and out of date. What if I told you don't have to choose an industry? In our killer funnel specific training, you'll learn that a niche is made up of 6 or more components without worrying about an industry. Free training delivered to your inbox. Cool. This is good enough. Same image, yeah. Put the text there. Find the most profitable niche for your funnel business. And we're going to keep all of this because remember, I'm going to do other tests, but I'm going to show you how we'll do that. Let's hit the preview just in case. Actually, if it's a straight offer, let's just say free training, no sales pitch, find the most profitable niche. Okay, that's better. Now let's see how this. No, I don't. That's. Get rid of all these asterisks. What Ryan Dice does to find a profitable niche. Good old R Dice. I interviewed him about a year ago now, which is insane because it seems like it was only a few days ago. I think the biggest one this year has been Daniel Priestley, who I interviewed, which was pretty awesome. 5 steps for choosing the perfect niche for business. How to choose a marketing funnel niche that's profitable. What Ryan Dice does to find a profitable niche. The mind-numbingly dull secret. I might keep that actually like that. And I think. Well, wouldn't you know? I can actually. I'm going to change the ad name here to. What's this one? Story, and then counter. COUNTR. Here we go. Right, let's just check what these look like. So this will be an Instagram. Yeah, there we go. That looks fucking awful, Instagram, but you know what you're doing better than I do. Oh, did I not put conversion tracking on the other one? Oops. Need to do that. Publish. Except I've now published bloody 3 of them, and I only wanted to publish 1 of them. Oh. See what I did there? I hit publish, and it was like all 3, and I should have clicked this arrow here, and then I would have not done that. Right, let's edit story in review. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's tell ourselves a story again. Set up conflict resolution. Um, Russell Brunson has this thing called the Epiphany Bridge that he uses, which I think is pretty good. You know, I like it. I think it's powerful. We're probably going to use something similar to that, but essentially, I'm just going to tell a story of how I discovered my profitable niche, and the easiest way for me to do that is again steal it from the content. Who is Mike Killen? A dingbat. Thought the product was my key to success. I must have written this out somewhere then. For my funnel business. Thought if this, let's change this. This is how I chose the perfect profitable niche for my funnel business. I didn't choose an industry. I didn't lower my prices. What else didn't I do? Get a haircut. I didn't choose an industry. I didn't lower my prices. I didn't uh, maybe it just needs 2. I didn't choose an industry. I didn't lower my prices. 2012, I was made redundant. And set up my own funnel agency. Well, it was me and no one else. Sound familiar? So with the trick with the story is the structure is kind of the most important part. Now all of these are stories. Every time you ever write content, it is a story. Um, but the trick is to think, what is the emotion that I want to elicit in this? And in this particular story, for story based ads, I believe the best emotion that you can elicit is a positive one. And in this particular one, it's hope. Hope is usually when you assimilate with something and someone says, look, I used to be in the exact same position you are. I used to do the exact same things you do. I used to experience the same things you experience. I used to feel the same things you feel, like emotions, like frustration, confusion, lack of confidence. Instead, what we're doing now is I'm saying, now I feel these other emotions. So people identify with one type of emotion where they are now in the same way. You tell them where you are now. You say, I am happier, I'm healthier, I'm wealthier, I'm waking up early, all this kind of stuff. And they'll want to be a part of that transformation. And that's the easiest way to write a story. And you just write emotionally. And it's not, it's interesting because I think a lot of people see marketing as quite a, I mean, this is fucking boring, you know, building out ads like this, but it is a really, really important thing to remember, that you've got to keep it emotional. You've got to think about the feelings and the transformation. I was struggling to pay the bills. I lived at home and worked out of my mum's spare room. I had to borrow. See, I'm eliciting all these things that people will recognise. This is the story. Yeah, this is the rags to riches tale. It's like the oldest story in the world, right? I had to borrow money from my girlfriend, who had also just been made redone. I felt like a total fraud. Was helping economy. I thought it was the economy. No one was. And maxed out my credit card to meet Troy from WP Patient. Troy spent a week with me crafting a funnel business I'd want to work on. Better than that. I'm so terrified. There we go. Niching down. Troy replied, "Are you inundated with profitable work now? As well, give it a try." Businesses. Within 2 years, I my own house, paid off my debts, and traveled one won't reveal its go away. Niche is not all an industry. 3. I want to share with you the 5-step process I used to discover my niche and how I do it over and over. The best part, there's a mind-numbingly dull secret to write your funnel business. Bussiness. Below for our totally free, no sales message and no pitch killer training. Cool, there we go. Let's quickly go through this. This is how I chose the perfect niche for my profitable niche for my funnel business. I didn't choose an industry. I didn't lower my prices. That's not true. I did choose an industry. Let's get rid of that. In 2012, I was made redundant from a marketing job and set up my own funnel agency. Well, it was me and no one else. Sound familiar? Literally unnecessary. I would sell to anyone and everyone, but never made any money. I was struggling to pay the bills. I lived at home and worked in my mum's spare room. I had to borrow money from my girlfriend, who had also just been made redundant. I felt like a total fraud. I was helping businesses find more customers, but I couldn't find any myself. I was frustrated with the marketplace and blamed everyone else. I thought it was my price, it was too high. I thought it was the economy no one was buying. I thought it was the product no one would follow. I struggled to sell my products and I did listen. I only want to pay $1,000 less time. I got a credit card to me, Troy. Troy spent a week with me, crafting followers, and I want to come back. It's profitable as soon as I got him the key, choosing the right niche. But I choosing niche is too small. I'm just terrified of niching down. I asked. Terrified of niching down. Troy, are you in a date with profitable work now? No, you're not. Well, I think you might as well give it a try. So I did. 2 years, I had a house, paid off my debts, and traveled the world being paid to speak. Here's what I learned. Cool, 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 cool. Let's put you in there. And let's have a look. Feel it. Well, well, well. This is how I chose the perfect profitable niche for my funnel business. And publish. And now let's do the final one, which is the counter argument. So that's at 50%. No worries, mate. Absolutely. Cheers, Matt. See you later, mate. Have a good afternoon too. Yeah, and have a good weekend as well, mate. Hey, everyone else who's still kind of watching this. I am extremely impressed of you guys sticking with it. Of course, you could dip in at any time. See, these are already too active here now, which is great. I just need to get the counter ad. In fact, the counter advert is the one I'm editing. Edit. And the counter argument, let's have a look here. I basically challenge something that they think they know. So this is like the myth part of another sales letter or another advert. If I have a look at this one, counter. Do you really think you should spend more than 30 minutes on a marketing funnel proposal? Well, you don't. So the counter one is, do you really think a niche is an industry? It's not. And I can prove it. I want to share with you how I chose the perfect niche for my marketing funnel business. The thing we have to remember as well is that this is remarketing to people who have been on my site, so chances are they're a funnel builder if it's being put in front of them. If they're already in that space, they're a funnel builder, so I can be a bit more lax on some of the copy. So again, set up conflict resolution, promise. I want to choose you how to share a perfect niche for problem marketing business. The problem is that all funnel builders believe that niche is an industry. All know we're supposed to choose a niche, but we struggle to think of an industry to target. 1. All may industries seem to have a number one key player in them already. You can't compete with them. Number 2, industries grow and shrink. Be able to support your funnel business revenue goals. And 3, all industries have a variety of if you believe that funnel business niche is to an it's not your fault. 5 key areas that you can focus on to build a niche. I'm actually going to take stage of the process, type of product. Let's take this here and let's now upload that to our counter argument. Hey guys, if you just joined, by the way, I am keeping an eye on the Facebook comments. I'm just building out my various ads. Instagram doesn't like those. Fair enough. Publish. Ta-da! So wouldn't you know, we are now essentially done. Now, assuming they approve all the ads, it's just taken a while. Here we go. What these will do now is not approved. How to add? Why not? But it doesn't tell me, does it? Of course, it doesn't tell me why, does it? Let's get rid of enough. Let's get rid of these two. And let's get rid of that as well, because we don't want to repeat ourselves. Let's publish you. I like the fact that that wasn't approved there. That's interesting. Maybe because I was talking about population sizes. Saying, look, population's too big. Immigration's ruining this country. I'm joking, by the way. Right. As the son of 2 immigrants, I'm fully aware of just how much nonsense that is. Right, so what this means now is the ad set, remember this is just going to one audience, 2 pending to approved. I'll come back to that in another minute. The campaign is to get clicks through to this landing page, right? How to choose a niche for your funnel business. The ad set is the audience that we're targeting, and in this particular case, it's a warm audience of anyone who has visited our website and visited a blog post or a page with the word niche in the URL, and I've worked out there's about 6 posts for that. So even if someone Googles, in fact, let's try that. niche funnel business might not find it actually. Uh, wouldn't you know it? I'm the top because I know what I'm doing. Right. If someone lands on this, the word niche is in the URL, and that basically means that um, they will be added to this custom audience. It's fewer than 1,000 people. That's fine. I don't mind that. What I want to do is just do this thing called closing the loop. It means that anyone who visits that particular blog post or any of the blog posts with the word niche in it will be offered an ad asking them to sign up to this particular post. If you have a look at our campaigns, you can see, for example, May, we had 178 clicks for our lead campaign, and of that, I think we generated something like 84 or 85 leads from that. So that's people who had visited a page before and then were coming back to visit another page. And I said, hey, why not sign up to our funnel proposal webinar? And we would have missed out on them if I hadn't done that. And for the sake of 38 quid for 84 leads, what's that, 50 pence a lead? Now I know that actually I'm making money on those leads because of that group of people there. Just in May, I know that we sold, just of this group, something like 4 of our little splinter products, which are around 20 quid. So that's $80. So it's around 60 quid. So we actually made money on our leads. So our leads make us money. Um, I'm actually going to build these out as well for things like beaver funnels as well. But this is really basically how this works. And then we have a different ad for, just a different style. What I can then do is I can duplicate these, and I can just change the pictures and change the ads and stuff. Not approved again. I want to know why you're not approved. Edit, edit, edit. Why isn't this approved? Why won't you approve? It's not. I reckon it's this part here, isn't it? Type of customer results wanted. Oh, lose weight. Let's try that. Let's publish that. I need to go back to the how to ad then as well. Cool. This is why this is so much fun, guys. This is why Facebook ads are fun. The reality though is that I don't have to change this too much now. I can just continue like adding these ads and start working through them and things and start thinking, okay, well let's change a different image. Let's try a slightly different headline now and just kind of slowly test out these different examples rather than having to create a cold traffic campaign. Now, here's what I would do for your funnel business itself, your actual funnel business, is just on things like your contact page, and if you have a sales page for a particular product, let's move this back over here. If you have just for your sales page and for your particular product, have a remarketing campaign. Just target anyone who visits your blog posts or your sales page and just say, hey, I know that you were interested, or if you want to book a free consultation call. And you can see how you're not going to get a lot of clicks, and that's good. And if you went back to the beginning of the video, we were able to say, I only want to pay 20 cents a click or whatever. So you can change the budgets and begin to work around them depending on what you want for your business. Looks like you exceeded the for the Instagram ones. Yeah, some of them I did talk killed, but that's only for Instagram, I believe. Um, cool. Right, I'm going to dive off now, guys, and thank you for sitting with me for that. I'll upload the recording of this hopefully to YouTube if it has recorded. We're trying out another like studio system. If you've got any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to be building out a cold traffic campaign shortly, and I'll show you how that fits into this and how it sort of scales out our enterprise. In the meantime, guys, thanks very much. Speak to you later. Keep building those funnels.